Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the Adventurer's Tome Guide. I am Aegis, and today we're going to be starting the continent of Rohendel. Now, from this point forward, the continents are going to get much more complex in terms of the nuances in collecting all the various cooking ingredients that you need to craft everything. There's going to be some things that are time-gated or locked behind Una's tasks. There's going to be things that require virtue stat requirements and a whole bunch of other stuff. But don't worry, we'll go through it in detail and make it as simple and straightforward to follow. All you're going to have to do is put in the time on a daily basis in order to get everything accomplished. And the rewards are things you definitely don't want to miss out on. The legendary rapport item actually comes much earlier, and that's because the most important reward, the skill point potion, comes at 70%. This is something you do not want to skip, so you want to push at least to 70%. The Song of Eternity unlocks at 60. That actually unlocks a ton of hidden areas throughout the continent, allowing you to collect a bunch of Mokoko Seeds. So if you do want to get the 100% Mokoko completion, don't miss out on this. Everything else after that is just icing on the cake. But in any case, let's jump into it. Okay, starting off with the triport here in Lake Shiverwave, you're just going to head up and west over this way through this portal. And this takes you to the floating platform with Vista number 2. And over to the right is one part of cooking ingredient number 3. And we're just going to run back through the portal now and mount up, and head up and over the sky bridge into the market district of this zone. And right here, this green crystal is the first part of hidden story number 7. Grab that, we've got 3 minutes now. Now over to the left a little bit will be the second part. There it is right there. 5 minutes on that timer. Let's just grab a couple more things. Climb down the cliff here. And there's the first Mokoko Seed of this area. And head back up the cliff. And up and over this way, we're going to come to our first virtue stat restricted Mokoko Seed. You're going to need 250 charisma to enter this building right here. And once you meet the virtue stat requirement and you're inside, the Mokoko Seed is up behind the bar over here. Okay, with that out of the way, we are going to take a quick detour to Elzuin's Shade, triport right down here. And just around the triport over here is Hidden Story 7, Part 3. 5 minutes left, we can triport right back to Lake Shiverwave, this time to the Sylvain Settlement right here. And you're just going to mount up and head north this way. I'm going to grab a couple items over here to the northeast. And jumping over this cliff right here, we first come to Vista number 3. And just by the Vista is the next part of cooking ingredient number 3. All right, heading back down now. We've got 4 minutes left on this timer. That should be more than enough time. We're going to head all the way down this path, all the way to the bottom to where the Mage Gertia is. And unfortunately, every zone in this continent is going to be like this. A lot of running around and jumping back and forth as well. But we're going to try to keep the backtracking to an absolute minimum so that you don't waste any time. And here's Gertia right here. He gives another story, number 2, but that is a very complicated, long, and drawn-out, time-gated quest chain, which we will get into a bit later. But first, we're going to continue down this way. There's going to be one Mokoko Seed to grab. And all the way down here and over in these ruins is the Moko we were looking for. All right, from there, you can triport up to the Fairy Settlement. Okay, quickly now in the Fairy Settlement, we're going to head down southwest over this way. And we're going to grab the last part of Hidden Story number 7. And there it is right there. All right, with that out of the way, there are 2 elites that we can kill. The first one is probably going to aggro you. That's the Sakul Alpha right here. And the next one also spawns in this area. And that's the Enhanced Elemental Dust Moth right here. All right, with those 2 out of the way, mount up. There's only a couple more things left to grab in this zone for now. We will be coming back later once we acquire the Song of Eternity to finish off all the additional hidden Mokos. But for now, this last part is all that we can do. All right, and up on this cliff ledge right here, you can check for the Wandering Merchant Aricer. He'll actually spawn right here. And regardless of whether he's there or not, you can grab the last part of cooking ingredient number 3 right here. And 2 Mokos to grab, one behind the tree right here. And another all the way across the bridge here. Now this one's going to require 250 courage. You can see the jump spot down here. With 250 courage, you can ride the dandelion all the way to the bottom. And there's the Moko right there. Okay, with that out of the way, we are ready to head to the Glass Lotus Lake. So go on and take the triport to the Flowstream Village. All right, in the Glass Lotus Lake now, head on up and over this way into the village. First up is the NPC Orelda. Now, in order to get the last part of cooking item number 7, you actually need to raise rapport with her all the way to trusted. So unless you've been whaling and buying a ton of rapport items, it's probably not worthwhile investing in raising her rapport right now, but you're going to want to remember that for the future. If you perform all available actions for her every day, you can get a total of 500 rapport per day, and it takes 5,900 rapport in order to max her out. So that means that you could take her from 0 to trusted in 12 days of consistent instrument and emote playing if you choose to go that route. It's also fairly cheap to actually gift her the items to take her up all the way. And she does have some pretty nice rewards. On top of the secret cake recipe, which you need for cooking item number 7, she also gives a wisdom potion, which if you still need to raise your virtue stats, this is a great way to do it. And if you've been saving all of the epic rapport selection chests that they give you for free, you can just take a couple of those to help max her out also. And the item that you're looking for is the crystallized magic, which is right here. So we're going to take 3 of those. And after giving her the legendary rapport item and also completing all the talking points which reward additional rapport, these 3 crystallized magic should be just about all we need. And there we go. We've taken her to trusted, and we can now collect all the rewards that we've unlocked. All right, and with that completed, head on out of the village. We are looking for elite monster number 4 next. It should be right up here. And there's the fierce totaling right there. With that taken care of, we're going to mount up and head around to the top entrance of the city. And coming down this way, we arrive at Vista number 4. All right, you can either run up and around or just triport back to the Flowstream triport. And one last thing to grab down in this section over here. We will be revisiting this area later once we acquire the Song of Eternity, but we do have to reach 60% for that. So you're going to want to check each of these giant lotus flowers. It's going to be another 2 in this section, one more down here. And there it is right there. And it's going to be completely random, so you're going to need to run to each location until you find the proper one. And that was the first 2 right there. There's one more location right up here. That's right here. And then there's also one all the way to the north of the village. And we're going to make that run real quick just to show you where it is. But with any luck, one of those first 3 will be the one that you need. And here's the 4th spot right here. All right, with that out of the way, you can continue on up into this area over here. We're going to head all the way up looking for elite monster number 3. We're also going to find another vista and a hidden story all over this stone bridge here. There's elite number 3 right there, the Dewdrop Elemental boss. And if you don't find him, just continue to look around, head up, and grab this next Mokoko Seed. 2 more things to grab in this section. You don't even need to mount up. We've got Vista number 5. We've got Vista number 5 right here. And directly south at the bottom over here is going to be hidden story number 2. Right here. All right, from here, triport to the Nightshade Forest. And at the Nightshade Forest, 2 Mokos to grab real quick. First one is in this building right here. And there it is, all the way in the back. All right, outside of the building now, mount up. There's a little bit of a hike to get to the next one, but that's all right. It's going to be right along this forest path here. And right at this intersection by these trees. All right, and continuing along the path, we're going to head all the way up and over here. Looking for elite monster number 5 next. And there is the enraged treant right there. All right, with that taken care of, we can head up into this top section up here and grab the next Mokoko Seed. And from there, head all the way down and over to the west. We're going to slide down this cliff here and grab 2 more Mokos real quick. And just follow this winding pathway all the way around. And arriving at the dead end, we come to our first Moko right here. And the next one, if you have 250 bravery, you can cross into this secret cave and grab it right here. Okay, from here we can head into our next area, Bray, and we're going to start at the Fairy Village. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Wandering Merchant Aricer. Once again, just like every other Wandering Merchant, he spawns for 25 minutes at certain times of the day. You can see those times up on the screen right now, and those are both AM and PM, and he spawns in a number of locations. So you're gonna have to wait for one of the appointed times and then check every single zone location to see if he's at that spot. Or you can also check area chat. Sometimes people will call it out in area chat to let everybody know where he's at. But in any case, 25 minutes is more than enough time to check for yourself. Now, in each of these locations, you're actually going to have to travel to where the location is to see him. You will not be able to see it from the triport. But in any case, here they are. In Lake Shiverwave, he spawns right up here by this Mokoko Seed north of the ferry settlement. In Glass Lotus Lake, he does actually spawn inside the town. You will be able to see him from the triport more or less. In Bray, he spawns right here. In the Zanila Ruins, he spawns up and over here. And in Elzuin's Shade, he spawns right here. Alright, and once you find the Wandering Merchant, you're going to have to buy one of these Pitapat macarons. And it's 150,000 silver, still a lot cheaper than some of the other ones that we found before. And of course, I always recommend going ahead and buying any rapport items that you find. 10,000, even 20,000 silver really isn't all that much for getting a ton of additional rapport on important characters. And in this case, this one is great for Queen Ezina. And if you need the Lenora card, go on ahead and buy that too. And with that out of the way, we are all set with the Wandering Merchant. We can continue with the rest of the guide. And that concludes this portion of the Adventurer's Tome Guide. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this content, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss my regular guides and updates. And don't forget to leave a comment down below to let me know what you would like me to create a guide for next. And until tomorrow, may you all enjoy your adventures in Arkesia.